river through Desolation Canyon is my all-time favorite river trip. I've been running the river here for 34 years, and I'm not about to stop. I'm not going to let old age get in the way. I'll keep doing it as long as I can. This is a spectacular place. It's one of a kind in the world, I think. It's beautiful.
And then to be able to sort of navigate these remote environments by a boat and literally leave no trace. You're not even walking down, you're not leaving footprints anywhere. That really is truly unique.
The way that I like to think about it is not only are you surrounded by wilderness study area, which is managed the same way as wilderness, I like to think about water flowing through Desolation Canyon contains wilderness. The water is wild.
Just floating along the river and watching oils come up and the turbulence sort of expressing itself in different manners in the way that a stack of water looks different than a plunge of water. And, those things, there's sort of an aesthetic to it that's really interesting and very rewarding for me to just sort of play around in.
The snow melts in the mountains and comes tearing downhill, like John Wesley Powell said, at the speed of galloping horses. Desolation Canyon was named a National Historic Landmark in 1969 in commemoration of the John Wesley Powell expedition. And the reason that they chose Desolation Canyon out of all of the river corridor that Powell traveled is because they decided that it's the least changed segment of Powell's route. And for the most part, that's still true today. People can come here and they can camp underneath cottonwood trees that saw John Wesley Powell flow by. And that's pretty special.
Yeah, we're here. We've arrived.
For some men love the city life, some men crave the town. I'll be bound for the lonesome woods where I can settle down. Diddle in a bow by the firelight's glow, you can hear that lonesome sound. I'll leave behind my troubling mind and go the whole world round. The red squirrel leaves when the gray squirrel comes, the eagle nests alone. Well, 100 miles from a wagon track is where I'll build my home. For some men love the city life, some men crave the town, but I'll be bound for the lonesome woods where I can settle.
Desolation Canyon and Gray Canyon are some of the most beautiful remote wilderness areas. And I don't mean that whether it's capital W wilderness, whether it's a protected, congressionally designated wilderness area. It feels wild. It feels like a wild place. And I think that it's everyone's responsibility to take steps to keep it wild.
Yeah, wilderness is, that's what feeds the soul, right? If you don't have wilderness, we might as well just go back to our offices and get back on the computer. Yeah, it really does. It's an important place for humans to connect back to, something that is outside of their normal day-to-day lives. And the great thing about this wilderness is you can see the generations and different civilizations that have walked around out here. And it really just puts our place in this continuum of, population and presence on the earth in a great place.
Recreating in an area like this, it just gives you a chance to kind of it gives you time to think. It gives you an opportunity just to spend time with not only the few people that you're with, but it gives you time to kind of connect back with the environment a little bit and with yourself. You have time just to be alone.
I think wilderness is, there's all sorts of wilderness, and every different type is equally valuable, even those that are, very far in and hardly ever visited. Talking about, high mountain peaks or, sort of strange desert landscapes that you can't get to by a river, or you may not ever feel like backpacking in. But just sort of knowing that they're there and that they're basically in a pristine state is, I think, pretty important.
A wild river like this really encourages you to seek a personal journey of reflection, but also to develop one's inner strength.
A place like Desolation Canyon and the Green River in its current setting is one of the few places where people can go to experience an adventure and be tested.
I think getting outside connects people with an ethic that they might not have even realized that they had in them, and you can't learn it in a classroom unless the classroom is outside. And public lands do provide that environment for a learning experience. It's going to be a lifelong experience, and hopefully embed an ethic that can be used for future generations, for their kids and their kids' kids, so that all this stuff is around when they grow up, and they have an opportunity to use it. I'm very impressed. Every campsite we've come to has been completely clean. It really is remarkable, and it's very rewarding to show up on a beach like that and feel like you're the one who first discovered that beach. And it's there for you and your friends, and you can enjoy it while you're there, and then when it's time to leave, you hopefully do the same, and leave the same pristine environment for others.